Welcome ladies and gentlemen to my stamina Sorcerer Werewolf build Rage for Homestead. The first part I want to talk about basics, and the second part I'm gonna show you off some combos and gameplay. Now this is an update, like not a lot changed compared to one Tamriel, so let's just get started. First off, just to check my stats, as again we are using Black Rose, Viper and Selene this patch. So we almost have 37k stam, 26k health, 16k magicka, that's huge. 50% crit and close to 3k weapon damage depending on what bar we are on. So the thing is, the recovery looks pretty low, but for a stamina Sorc it really doesn't matter. First off, we are in heavy armor, we get so much resources back from constitution, and we have Dark Deal, which is just fucking broken. We're using the Thief Mundus Stone. If you feel uncomfortable with such a low recovery rate, which shouldn't be, you could use the Serpent. However, especially in werewolf form, the Thief extra crits can be very helpful. In terms of race, like always, I recommend Redguard, simply the best sustain. Next thing, obviously also other stuff works like Khajiit, Orc, whatever, but Redguard will give you the best results. In terms of buff food, we are using Triset one because we want the extra magicka for the Dark Deal. Potions, you either want to use those or those. I prefer the speed ones, the immovable pots with the speed buff, simply because it gives us so much movement speed, especially when we are in werewolf form. You also can use those here. I really only use those when I stay in werewolf for longer than I should, because at some point you will drop the weapon damage buff Major Brutality. Because we always want to make sure to go into werewolf with crit surge up, because the heals are just nice. That's also why I like that we have quite high crit. In terms of gear, I have 5 Black Rose, just standard stuff, and then 2 Selene. Make sure to get as much impenetrable as possible. And 5 Viper, all weapon damage enchants, and then 2 Knife of Shadows, so that those are 2 daggers that drop in Fungal Grotto. I will make sure to put it on my website, same with the ingredients to the potions and poisons, you can all check out there. I will also kinda just list up everything very carefully and explain what kind of stuff you wanna do. So basically those are not hard to get, the Knife of Shadows. It took me like 10 to 15 runs in normal Fungal. I think Fungal Grotto 2, yes, 2 is it. Black Rose drops from the Telvar merchant, well you have to buy it, and Selene is from Selene's web. On the back bar I have a Maelstrom Great Sword. Now you might think, oh I don't have one. So it doesn't matter what you use here, you can use a random two-hander or a Viper two-hander. It doesn't matter. It's just this would be the best option to have. And obviously if you have gold gear you would have a little bit more stats, but yeah. Poisons, we're using Drain Health poisons. They're very strong. We already have really high damage, so those like it's just the tip of the iceberg, I guess. This is the gear setup. Champion points. Warlord 100, Tenacity 60. We don't put any points into Mooncalf because we have very low recovery, so like it's not useful at all. Make sure, because we are doing some heavy attacks, especially in werewolf, because they hit hard as fuck. It just helps restoring more stamina. 40 Tumbling for the break free dodge roll reduction. 13 to Blessed to gain some extra healing. 13 to Shattering Blows to do more damage against shields and unlock Riposte, which gives us a 15% chance to proc damage on the enemy when we are blocking. 30 Precise Strikes, 20 Piercing, 90 Mighty. And here 30 Thick Skin, 70 Hardy, 70 Elemental Defender. You want to make sure to have 120 points in here because of the Unchained. Especially in werewolf form, this can be very helpful. So we get like really cheap skills. Werewolf skills cost a lot. And 13 to Quick Recovery to gain some more healing. Now let me just go quickly through the normal skill setup and then we will go into the werewolf thingy. We have a dual wield bar and a two-hander bar. And I forgot to mention it. If possible, make sure to use 511 to get more stats. On the other hand, like if you have 7 heavy, it's also nice because of the constitution passive, you will get more stamina magicka back. So it doesn't matter that much. It's kind of a personal preference which one you use first. Deadly Cloak, this is simply insanely strong, especially fucking Destro ultis flying around in every corner. 20% damage reduction on AoE skills. So shit, it will hit for nothing. We're using Hurricane. As you can see, with Hurricane we have 20k physical and spell resistance. It's a really nice skill. On top of that, it does insane damage. We get the speed buff, the minus speed buff 10%. And as you know, Sorcs have very strong passives. Implosion. You see, this scales off health, by the way. When you deal physical damage, you have a 6% chance to instantly pulverize enemies under 15% health, dealing 16 motherfucking k damage. It's just retarded. So we have Deadly Cloak, we have Hurricane, both can proc Implosion, and then we also have other stuff. It's just stupid. Blood first. Now, I use this here because it also gives us a small heal. Now, as you know, on the dual wield bar we have Viper active. On the two-hander bar we don't have Viper active, you only have 3 pieces. Blood first, like if you use this first off, it heals a lot. Viper will proc really fast, and Celine too, especially if you have like Deadly Cloak and Hurricane up and all that stuff. I will show you that in a second when we go to the target dummy. Critical Surge. This is very nice because it just gives you really nice healing, and we have 50% weapon crit, right? So it's so much healing. Together with Blood first, it's basically, you don't even need to use a Vigor in some situations because those two things heal you the most. Now you think, why don't put this on the back bar? Sure, you can do that, however, every time I put this on the back bar, I forget to reapply it and then I die. So that's why I have it here. Resolving Vigor, another really strong heal. Now again, if you want to use, like, you could use it on the back bar, but I simply prefer this setup. Then we have the Werewolf ulti, which we will go into in a second. I will go over the skills. Werewolf is really strong. Like, you need to do one heavy attack, Hole of Agony, and like even the heavy armor targets will rip. It's so stupid strong. If you do it correctly. It's not easy to do, you need to know the right combos. Two-hander bar, Rally, really nice burst heal, dark deal. Now, that's one reason why we don't have stamina recovery, because it's literally fucking useless. Because you see, this costs me 3k magicka and I get 5k stamina back. It's just retarded. It's so strong. Let's go to 50% stamina. Something like that, and now spam this. So in 3 dark, it cost me like half my magicka to fill back up half my stamina. That's how broken this skill is. And it doesn't take long. Sure, now you're... but you can bash it. Nope, nobody's gonna fucking bash it. It's too fast, okay. You also can use Streak and then this, and dude doesn't have time to interrupt you. It's just so strong. That's also why some people actually use magicka potions. Wait. There's also immovable magicka potions. I will make sure to put them on my website too. Simply because you see, when you use one of those here, you get 7.5k stamina back. And if you use this here, you get 7.5k magicka back. That means you can use Dark Deal twice. So you will get 10k stamina back. So if you have the time to Dark Deal enough, the magicka potion will reward you more stamina than the stamina potion. That's how stupid it is. On the other hand, I like those simply because if you're in a tough situation, you don't have time to spam this shit, okay? It's also nice because you see 9k, it gives you 9k health back. It's just, Basically, a Sorc that spams this shit, and like if there's one person on him and you keep spamming it, he will not be able to kill you. That's how stupid it is. Streak, really nice ability to either get closer to the enemy or further away and stun them at the same time. Really nice. Dizzy swing. So there's two things you can do here. You can either use dizzy swing or reverse slice. I like dizzy swing because dizzy swing just to have some spammable on the enemy, because everybody likes getting dizzy swinged. It's also a nice CC, although you have streak. If you want, put this here. Shuffle, just also very strong skill, 15% dodge chance. I think everybody's using this anyway, so no point explaining. Dawnbreaker of Smithing. Usually we use Werewolf, however if you play in a small group and you're like, okay, now it's the time to rip some people. If you play in a small group, use Reverse Slice. Heavy attack into a Dawnbreaker, Reverse Slice. Okay, now I'm not in Cyrodiil anymore, so I have less health than usual. So before, just to show you, before we're gonna go Werewolf, you want to make sure to rebuff everything. And then transform. It's very important, because the crit search heal, although it's not on the bar anymore, still works. That's very important. Then on top of that, you see, we basically have 10k more stamina in werewolf form. It's fucking insane. Also, crit search gives us the weapon like major brutality, so that's why we actually can use immovable pots. Now, if you do play solo, once crit search is over, you want to transform back into human form. Otherwise, you will die because you don't have enough heals. If you play in a small group and you have a dedicated healer, you can stay longer, and that's when you want to use those speed pots here, because you will get the major brutality from those potions and the speed buff. Now the werewolf things, let's see. There's a few really good passives, 18% more weapon damage. Gives me more time in werewolf form, so I can basically stay forever in werewolf. And then heavy attacks, 100% more. Actually I have to test if that works. Now to the skills. Feral Pounce is our gap closer. Really strong. Hircin's Rage, so this gives us 10% more weapon damage. You see we are at 3k, with this at 3.3. You also could use those here if you don't need speed pots to get the extra, like the major savagery stuff. Ferocious Roar, this is fear. It has a 1 second cast time, so do not animation cancelling it. It won't go off. When you fear enemies, you want to use Hole of Agony afterwards, because it deals then 30% more damage. That's basically, it's so easy to kill people. Claws of Life, especially if you have a few enemies on you, this will heal you for so much, it's insane. That's basically the werewolf bar. Now, I do have a video on the topic werewolf, what kind of like set buffs and all that stuff works in werewolf. So Selene will proc, Viper will proc, Poisons will proc. I will make sure to put the link of this werewolf mechanic video in the description, so you also can go check it out. Now let's go show off some combos. Before, crit search is up for 33 seconds, after that you want to transform back. When you transform, rebuff everything, so you have the first of highest damage and healing, and then werewolf. You want to use Hircin's Rage as fast as possible to get extra weapon damage. Claw of Life with a light attack, and then you want to fear, and then light attack hole, light attack hole. Most enemies are dead. So again, to show you, claw, fear, and then light attack hole. If you drop low on stamina, make sure to heavy attack in between, because heavy attacks also do a lot of damage, so we don't drop too much in stamina. If you have no stamina or you run out of heals, transform back. so you actually can reapply the stuff. Non-heavy armor targets are basically insta-dead. All you need to do is light attack, Hole of Agony, another light attack, and they're dead. Light attacks hit really hard, Hole of Agony knocks them back. Bleeding will also tick for 3 to 5k, like they have no chance, they're dead before they can stand up. And you see, we are really tanky, we take so much damage. Sure, I have a healer in the group, but still, like, so much shit is hitting me at the same time, and I'm still not dead. Charge heavy attack, Hole of Agony, light attack, Hole of Agony, goodbye. I see the dude is perma blocking, I use fear, light attack, Hole of Agony, light attack, Hole of Agony, and he's dead before he can break free. So that's how you kind of can deal with heavy armor targets. Like, your weaving is so fast, they don't have any chance like to break free at all before you can kill them. I do stream quite often PvP gameplay on my Twitch account, twitch.tv/alcasthq, so make sure to come check me out. I usually put it into YouTube so you can see when I stream, or if you have any questions in general. You also can ask in the comment section here below. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Cheers.